It's just in you.
Yeah, I think that's really dope that he's still doing comedy shows.
Well, let's talk about your comedy a little bit. So, what made you want to get in that profession? Because that's something not easy to do.
You ain't lying.
Especially,
Shame
I would
the devil
imagine
and
for
tell the
a woman that might be 2 times harder, and then a black woman 3 times harder.
You better go on and keep preaching.
Yeah,
you do have an ally, but you do have an ally.
It wasn't my first choice, although laughter has always been like food to my soul. It just wasn't my first choice. But we just happened to stumble across an event. What was it? It was like a talent show at open mic at what was they bar on the Rocks. If y'all recall, Ike's brother had a bar called On the Rocks, and they was doing a variety like talent show kind of thing. So people were going up there doing all kinds of things, and my friends just suggested, you should go up there and tell some jokes. And I was like, please. But they actually convinced me to do so. So the following week, I signed up to do a comedy set, and it wasn't a lot of people doing comedy, but I did 5 minutes. And I was so brand new, I still had my notepad with me. I remember it like it was yesterday.
And your glasses? You have your glasses?
I didn't have glasses. I never had. I always had 20/20. I always had 20/20.
So were you like punchline and
exactly? So
and
I
then
had
you
to
look at it and be
incorporate
like, all right,
it.
let me get this.
I had to incorporate the notes. I said, you know what? I'm new to this, so you can't expect me to hold my stomach in, remember my jokes, and be funny, bitch. Give me some time. And it went over well. It happened to go over well. So they actually invited me back, and I actually ended up winning that whole contest.
Nice.
$500 that I never got. I got paid, and I never did it there again. But after that, Money Jonesy actually started reaching out to me to start hosting and doing 15-minute sets.
Got it.
So I had to start writing. I had to start applying myself. And the more that I did, and then seeing the reaction once I would go and do shows, it just started to fuel me to want to do it more.
For context, a 15-minute set is not easy.
Long. It's not. Let me tell you, a 5-minute set is not easy.
Yeah.
Okay, because there will be people there just looking at you like, why? Why did you come to a comedy show if you don't even want to engage? You know what I mean? But 5 minutes is much longer than you think when you're on stage trying to entertain people. It just is.
You know what
so
it reminds
15
me
minutes
of?
is extremely long.
It reminds me of being in a boxing match, because people think 3 minutes is not long at all. But I could imagine.
But when you out of breath,
on stage, exactly,
and you're dying,
when it's 30
long.
seconds in, holy
Sounds
shit.
familiar.
I see where you're going with it. Yeah.
Man, what we talking about?
I ain't mad at no 3-minute man, I started doing stand up, and I got a little respect for a 3-minute man. You know what I'm saying? Put a little work in. Nigga put a little work in. You know what I mean?
Hey, that'd be the best 3 minutes of your life.
You can last 3 minutes too.
The best 3 minutes of your life.
As long as it was good.
Nice. Yeah, as long as it was good. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm out here to give these niggas hope. Hello.
Nice. Mike, I'm sorry. It seemed like he was going to ask something.
No, I was just going to say that's the thing I love about. That's just the thing I love about comedy. Naturally funny people, and it doesn't matter. Like you said, if you're Kevin Hart or just starting out, you still got a notepad. You're still going through the same place.
Exactly. I think with comedy, it has to be something that just comes natural. If it's forced, it's gonna come off forced. It's gonna feel forced, right?
Right.
And I just stick to what I know. I've worked the chitlin circuit for a mighty long time,
Wow.
but I'm trying to cross over, and it's hard for me because all I've ever known was the hood.
Yeah.
Right.
The hood been good to me.
Hey, you know who else talked about that? We had Matt on the show. And Matt,
I love Matt.
Hey, Matt,
Matt
that's
is
the
my
dog.
absolute favorite. Matt is really my best friend. We talk on a regular. Matt checks on me on a regular. He's a super genuine, good dude.
Yeah.
We
and
grew
he
up with
deserves
Matt.
all things great in the world.
Yes.
He does.
And what's interesting?
Matt, man.
Shout out to Matt. We got to get him back on video.
Yeah, we got to get him
Y'all
back
got to
on the
get us
show.
back in here together.
Oh, that might
dog.
be destructive.
Matt is my dog.
That's what y'all
man.
got to do, man. I love Matt Spirit. He's one of those guys that I really genuinely love, because every time I see him, it's just always good vibes.
Let me tell you a story about Matt. Matt in middle school and high school was not funny. Matt
He
worked.
I can't imagine.
He was.
Matt worked on his craft, and Matt is hilarious.
He's
Matt
killing
is
it.
hilarious. You know what? I give it to you. He has grown over time, but Matt is hilarious.
He is.
Yeah.
Like the genius behind his jokes, like his jokes are clever. You know what I mean?
Very.
And I just love the way that he puts it together, but then the way he delivers it too. Like man,
Man, he's so fucking
Matt is
humble,
underrated,
man.
and
so
he's
fucking
super
And he's
humble.
humble.
That's my dog. He's
He
so
is.
fucking humble.
He light skinned. He a little sensitive, you know. But in this comedy
Ralph
business, you
Tresvant.
got to have thick skin. You got to be walking around here like a dark nigga like me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Real nigga got heart. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's
These
dive
niggas-
into you a little bit more because I've been checking out your show. What's
be
Good in the
watching
Hood.
me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I be watching
absolutely.
you
I
too.
saw the very first episode. I watched the very first episode
fine, ain't
when
he? He fine, ain't he?
you was in the.
Yes.
I think he was in your living room, right?
I was in my room in my house. You been a fan since
Yeah,
then?
and then I think my
Oh,
man dropped
shit.
off the burrito. I forget the burrito, dude, but you was right
Happy
in your living
cuisine.
room with the curtains in the back. You know
Oh,
what
yeah?
I mean?
Okay.
And
okay.
you know the lighting wasn't so good and all that, but you was doing your
started
thing.
from the bottom. Now we
Now
here.
you're here.
So
So,
you seen me start where I
Absolutely.
started from. Okay, that's great.
so
That's
talk
great.
a little bit about where you got the idea from to be like, yo, I'm about to do a food show,
Mm-hmm.
you know, doing critique in the food in a very funny way. What?
Okay, so what happened is I'm fat, right?
No, you're not.
And I like to eat, right?
Oh no, you
might like
so
to
it
eat,
just made
but-
sense. But I did go, I would go to food trucks and like home chefs often.
Okay.
And one day I just had happened to record myself tasting somebody's food. And then I was like, you know what? Let me help the people. I'm going to steer them in the right direction, right? Because I don't want to waste my money. I don't want you to waste yours. So
Got it.
I felt like it would be a good idea to just start, you know, doing my reviews live and like showing people how I
Absolutely.
feel about certain food. Did you want to ask me something?
So you know what the term for that is, right?
What is it?
It's like mukbang or mukbang.
Yeah, they call it mukbang, but I
Yeah.
feel a way about that because I'm a nigga.
Must-
You know what I'm saying? Mukbang giving that credit to somebody else. No, nigga, let's eat. What's good in the hood? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna remix that shit. That's what
Yeah.
niggas do.
Hey, them YouTubers make about 8 G's a month doing
They
that.
do.
You
It's
gotta
like a
do-
real life
a real
business.
thing.
Now let me
Okay.
tell
But it's
you,
called mukbangers.
No,
Mukbang.
mukbang. They're
Is
called.
that a
like
show or is that the term?
That's
It's the term.
Like
If you go to
watching-
YouTube and type in mukbangs, you'll see a bunch of videos of people eating.
That's
but like
all it
they
is.
eat and they eat so much food, it's like makes me sick. Like,
But it's
I
like
could throw up
ASMR
watching
too,
it.
so it's like really like sound sensitive, and you hear
Right,
like,
you
they be up in
hear
there
all the smacking
and you're like,
and let me tell you something. When people come to watch you eat, you're gonna hear some smacking, right? Especially if the quality of the mic is good. People got the nerve to be in my comments like, "Ooh, we can hear you smacking, bitch." Yeah,
What you think it
It's
was gonna be?
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna be
wait,
up
can we
here.
cuss?
eating. Yeah, you can
Oh,
definitely
okay.
cuss. You're good.
I think
You
I
good.
asked you that
way
ahead
too
of
late
time.
for
'cause
that.
I
No, you
know.
good.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
This is
I'm
like
probably
an
like
NC,
5
so-
cuss
you know what I
words
mean?
in.
Yeah, it's
Titties
like
is
20
out.
minutes
I don't think
in.
this is
Yeah.
gonna make YouTube. Just
Oh,
so
okay.
you know, FYI.
Okay, good.
I'm just fucking.
But
with
you know, I don't call them mukbangs, but that's technically the term for like
mukbang.
what it
Good in
is.
the
A
hood.
mukbang.
So I maybe did like 3 or 4 episodes in my house before our network reached out to me. Shout out to Uncle Tuck. Shout out to the R Network. Shout out to
Uncle
Damo.
Tuck. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to our network. Shout
Those is
out.
the guys
Yeah.
over at the R Network. They reached out to me and said, I think it would be really dope if you came into the studio and did your food reviews. I said, you know what? You better shut your mouth and keep on talking.
You ain't got to say
That's
no
hard to
more.
do.
Shut your mouth and keep on talking. It's just like, it feels so good when people see something in you, you know what I mean, that they want
Absolutely.
to highlight or work with. Man, just feed my soul.
So I don't know if you remember this. My bad, Jay.
No, go ahead.
I don't know if you remember this. So I've seen you at the Improv, probably 2 or 3 times. That's what me and the wifey
2
do.
or 3 times because the nigga be working.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, seriously, like you're there, and I didn't know anything about you. And after the
thank
show,
you.
I came up to you and I said you did an excellent job. Like I gave you your flowers. It was a couple years ago, but it's just like I've seen your journey.
That means so much to me too. When like people come up to you and they compliment you in your work, or they truly see me. Like last night after we did the roast battle, there was a comedian there from St. Louis, I think, and he was like, you know what? You could just tell you are true to who you are. He don't even know me, but he knew that, and that just like made my spirit just light up. Like, man.
Man, Sheen
That's
got
what
a-
helped.
You don't remember me.
Hey,
That's
man,
messed
Sheen-
up. I got
Sheen
you.
You
got
know
a lot
what?
of groupies. Hey man, Sheen got a lot of groupies.
I
but
wouldn't
she
call
don't
them
even
groupies.
remember
I
you.
call it love, because I show
should've
love,
remembered
so
you,
it's
Damien.
reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? All I do is go around here showing my teeth and giving niggas love. So that shit just comes back tenfold. I really believe that.
Hey, yes.
That's why I think we we like soulmates because I got that gap too, right?
You know
Like,
what? Gap
it's just
tooth
something
gang.
special
Gap
about
tooth
that,
gang.
right?
You know what? I
Yeah.
think that's what's
I'm
drawing
feeling
me
it.
to you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
Hey,
I got
hey,
one too, but yeah, you go to the right.
He got the baby gap. He got the
I
baby
said I
gap.
got one too.
Baby
You
gap.
going to the
Hey, we
right.
got gap. Hey, we got gap. We got baby gap.
Hey, James's gap was genetically designed.
Okay.
He went to the dentist. He was like, "Pull my teeth apart." Son.
I need a gimmick. I need
that
something
is
to
hilarious.
set myself apart.
I want to set myself
I think
apart.
there
Give me
is
the straight
something
hand,
just
please.
really organic about people with gaps. Like if you chose not to fix your gap,
Yeah.
and you like fully live in the gap, like my gap is like my signature. I feel like, you know,
Yeah.
That's fresh.
because I just have never imagined myself without it.
There's something
And it's
sexy
like
about
soon
a
as
gap.
you see it, even though my teeth is like uneven, they like this, right?
They look good.
One is smaller
They look
and one is
good.
bigger,
Look
and the
good.
gap just kind of accentuates it.
You know what it reminds me of? That J. Cole crooked smile, right? Like, hey, yo, love your crooked smile.
This my
Love all of
signature right
you.
here.
That's how it goes.
So
The small and the big.
can you clean a chicken wing with the gap?
I can clean many things with the gap. Is you circumcised? Huh? Is it a PG or rated R?
All right. Yeah.
Suck the skin off some shit.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that.
Hey, listen. That's why I said earlier. It's something about a gap.
That's what you
Let me
said,
tell you
Cole.
something now.
Something about a gap that makes
I
it wanna
don't
snap,
want no
man.
dick that can fit between the gap though. Like, if I could keep my mouth closed and your dick go right
Hey,
in,
that's a micro.
that's a problem.
That's a micro. That's a micro.
That's
I
a
was-
top.
I was over
That's
here
a top,
talking
and
about
I ain't
chicken
with
wings,
that
and y'all
shit.
went left.
That's a
point,
tic
huh?
tac.
Yeah.
That's a tic tac. That's a
Tic-tac,
tic tac.
That's a tic tac.
That's
That's
a tic tac.